Hello everyone, I'm Professor Hero Mehta from Agency of Technology and Engineering. I'm welcoming you to my subject called Automobile Component. Today's session, we are going to discuss about topic called bearing. Now, what is bearing? Bearing is a component which provides relative motion to our shaft with respect to its housing. Or you can say it's a component which provides or facilitate a moving part to have relative motion to a structural part. So this bearing does not only provide a relative motion but as well as sometimes it provides support to our moving component. So let's talk about or let's get into the more of into this design of bearing. So in this particular topic, we will going to discuss about different aspect of this bearing as well as types of bearing as well as type of load and how the design of this bearing will going to take place. So our bearing or bearing design is mainly depend on function of that bearing. Now what is the function of the bearing? So here we can see a type of a ball bearing or you can say roller contact bearing or also it can called as an anti-friction bearing. So what is the function of this bearing? So this bearing ensure the free rotation of the shaft or axle with minimum friction. So it provide a minimum friction to our shaft and axle and have a relative motion for that. Second thing, a bearing support the shaft or an axle in correct position. So how it will provide a correct position to our shaft and axle? So by providing inline motion or you can say it will provide an aligned motion to our shaft and axle. So ultimately bearing it always provides a proper steady condition and proper steady inline motion to our shaft as I have told you, the bearing takes up the forces that act on the shaft and axle and transmit to the frame. So, bearing has a more of a role to provide support to the shaft. As we know that our crankshaft is supported by bearing through our crankcase. So our crankshaft also have different bearings to provide support as well as relative motion. So from this function, we can say that a bearing is a component which provides relative motion and support to our shaft. Okay, clear? So let's get into the different aspect of our bearing. So there are two types of bearing. One is rolling contact bearing and one is sliding contact bearing. In left side, you can see sliding contact bearing, the first one in the colored one, clear? The second one here is near to me is a rolling contact bearing. The sliding contact bearing are used when our load is very much higher compared to rolling contact bearing. And when we are subjected to transmit higher velocity or higher RPM, then we are going to use this rolling contact bearing. In case of sliding contact bearing, friction will going to be a very much higher. So we are subjected to provide proper lubrication to our bearing. Whereas in the case of this rolling contact bearing, you don't have to provide any external lubrication or any type of lubrication because it has a point contact. But it cannot take higher amount of load or it cannot take load in axial direction. It can take load in only an radial direction. And in the case of sliding contact bearing, it also can take load in axial direction as well as in radial direction. But a drawback for the sliding contact bearing is that it comes under immense amount of friction, whereas this rolling contact bearing comes under very low friction. So it is also called an anti-friction bearing. So let's look at our different types of rolling contact bearing. Let's talk about this rolling contact bearing. As we previously discussed about this rolling contact bearing has roller as an element, spherical roller as an element. This element facilitate inner core of roller bearing to have relative motion with respect to outer cage or outer cage of our bearing. So the shaft, you can see that the shaft lays exactly at the center of our bearing, which is separated through this rolling element from the outer cage. And this outer cage is fixed inside any, you can say, any casing or structure. Clear? So that outer cage will going to remain in steady condition, and inner cage, due to that roller element, will be in motion with respect to that outer cage. While doing that, these balls, or you can say the spears, will comes under immense amount of load due to what? Due to this shaft. But they are always all can take load in the radial direction rather than axial direction. If they are subjected to taking a load in an axial direction, it will go out of alignment. So this kind of bearing, or you can say more of a rolling contact bearing, can be used when our amount of load is moderate to low rather than moderate to high, and we are subjected to transfer higher amount of speed rather than higher amount of torque. I hope you understand this function and construction of this rolling contact bearing. Let's move on to next bearing, which is sliding contact bearing. In case of sliding contact bearing, it it is kind of a bearing which has a shaft in it and which has a journal in it. Journal is nothing but a cylindrical bearing, or it is also called a cylindrical bearing, which has a surface contact with the shaft, where it can they are used when we are subjected to higher amount of load rather than moderate amount of load. So it will comes under higher amount of thrust, or you can say also it is as a axial load as well as downward load. So this kind of bearing will going to be applicable when torque transmission higher, as well as at the same time higher amount of speed we are required. So there are two aspects in this sliding contact bearing. They can be used where load is higher as well as speed is higher. In some cases you can also get a higher speed even at starting condition. But the drawback in this kind of bearing is that due to its contact, which is surface contact, it will comes under immense amount of friction. This friction leads to generation of higher amount of heat. So we have to provide proper lubrication, and even in some cases we have to provide artificial lubrication and cooling system to this kind of bearing. Let's discuss about different types of bearing in this two major types. So first, let's talk about types of rolling contact bearing. So there are several types of rolling contact bearing based on different function and application. First is the simplest type, to deep groove bearing. In this deep groove bearing, outer cage and inner cage are separated by a spherical element which facilitate our shaft to have relative motion with respect to its outer structure. So this will facilitate in single radial direction. Second one is cylindrical roller bearing. This cylindrical roller bearing is same as this deep groove bearing, but it has cylinder as an element, or you can say roller element, which facilitate this bearing to have to take more radial load and as well as axial load due to its cylindrical element and more surface area, but it will have more friction compared to that deep groove ball bearing, so they can't be used when speed is higher. Third one, angular contact bearing. This angular contact bearing is used when your bearing is subjected to axial load and thrust load at the same time. They can't take a higher amount of stress, but they will provide us or facilitate us to take those axial load in any, even in angular direction, not only in axial direction but as well as in angular direction. Then after we have self-aligned ball bearing. This self-aligned ball bearing will try to came back to its original position even after application of different types of loads acted upon that. If they are in any direction, whether it is in axial direction or in angular direction or any direction, this self-aligned ball bearing will directly came back to its original position after removal of that force. Then after spherical roller bearing, when we are subjected to higher amount of load with moderate to high speed, then we can use the spherical roller. Then a taper roller, when our hub or outer hub makes an angle with our shaft housing, then we are subjected to use or we are applicable this kind of bearing, or you can say taper. This exclusively this kind of bearing is used when the wheel hub and axle is connected with each other, or you can also tell them call them a taper roller bearing. Ultimately, thrust ball bearing. This thrust ball bearing are used in a vertical shaft or shaft which are subjected to thrust load vertically downward or upward. I hope you understand different types of ball bearing and their different function as well as their application. Next, move on to types of a sliding contact. Now, sliding contact bearing, first of all, before getting into these types, we should understand about what is this working of the sliding contact bearing happen to be. So, sliding contact bearing has outer journal and inner shaft. When this diagram A, when it is in a rest position, it will have direct contact with its surface, clear with its outer surface, and the space between shaft and that outer surface or outer casing, or more of a can say it, call it a journal, filled by a lubricant. When it about to start, here, then there will be a oil wedge between those shaft and journal will increases. So with the increment of the speed, that wedge shape of that oil will gradually increase with due to this force called inertia of the shaft. At the same time, if it is increased immensely from the one point, it will also try to get distorted or try to get into friction due to those that lubricant also. Here, so it should have a proper moderate speed in between to facilitate with this lubricant. So depending on this, we have two types of shaft. One is hydrodynamic and one is hydrostatic. So we will discuss about that in afterwards. This is depending on the type of a journal. There are two type of a journal: full journal and half journal bearing. Full journal which will have 360-degree, and half journal it could have 120 or 270-degree of bearing. This is hydrostatic bearing. Now, what is difference between hydrostatic and hydrodynamic bearing? In the case of hydrodynamic bearing, the wedge shape will continuously change its size and shape with the speed of our bearing. But in hydrostatic bearing, we will going to continuously feed external pressurized fluid between shaft and journal with the help of external pump. It will facilitate us to have higher speed even at initial position, or to facilitate us to carry a higher load even at a slow moving speed. Clear, due to that, or because it will have that wedge shape, or you can say separation of a surface all the time with the help of pressurized fluid which is fed by pump, external pump. This is foot spring bearing, or you can say collar bearing. Clear? This foot bearing or collar bearing, they are used when our shaft is subjected to a vertical position and vertical motion. Clear? So these are the different types of bearing which we have discussed. This different types of bearing will have different types of design procedure. There are two types of design procedure in the case of bearing. One is depending on its life. So you have to determine or design this bearing for its life. And second one is to determine depending to make it lubrication and cooling. So second one is to design this bearing for its heat transfer. So in next session, we are going to discuss about these two types of design. One is to design for its life and one is to design it for heat transfer rate. I hope you understand these different points very well. If you have any doubt regarding to this session, you can directly contact me or message me. Thank you. Thank you so much.